Yeah, I mean, it wasn't perfect by any means. The turnovers is what killed us tonight as far as keeping how they stayed in the game. But we had really good performances from other people, not the usual. I thought Christian was great. Jonas was great. Bruce's energy defensively. And then Jamal's, I mean, the three-point shooting was insane. This is the NBA. You just have to win the games. And I know we tied the franchise record, I believe, for most road wins. It says a lot about this team. I also think it sums up what the season's been. That's such a wild number for all the injuries we've had, but somehow we've won these games on the road. Not this one, but just the whole season. I'm just trying to find a way to stay ahead a little bit. So, just enough. Made a couple runs there in the fourth quarter to kind of finish it out. So, proud of the guys.
Why do you feel like this team has had the ability they've had to win on the road?
There's a veteran group in there, obviously. I think they understand the routine, how to travel correctly. And I think there's an emotional advantage to not getting too high and too low, in these games. Because on the road, it's, the crowd gets into it. That can impact, your team. Our team seems to be okay with that. They take a deep breath in timeouts, calm themselves down. So it says a lot about the group. So that's a cool record to have, honestly. Just with the season that we've had, just really proud of the group.
You mentioned the 10 made threes. You mentioned before the game all NBA for Jamal Murray. What's been most impressive about the way, especially he's been shooting the three this season?
Just consistency. And these are not easy shots. He's making every kind of three. And I would say he is all NBA. I mean, the way he's played, how he's finished the season, just the flow of the whole season, the way he's played. It's just been so enjoyable to watch and to know him personally, and just to see him, have this season when I think a lot of people come into it where is he going to have a similar kind of season as the past? It's just been so consistent throughout. I mean, he's an all-star NBA champion. He will be all-NBA.
I think Bruce had 4 steals in the second quarter alone. What did his defensive energy give to you guys?
Yeah, he completely changed the game for us. The game felt like a pickup game. We were scoring a lot, but they were scoring as well. He set the tone, obviously getting into the ball, guarding multiple people. That's Bruce's job. He takes it seriously. And not to mention, I thought he finished well, too, on the break, finding the 4 layups. Bruce was super impactful. Like I said, him and Jonas were 2 really bright spots off the bench.
When you look at the final score, you give up 117, but if you kind of map it, other than that third quarter, and the way the NBA's played is making threes as everybody's shooting, defense wasn't horrible, except for that little third quarter stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to play good defense if you turn the ball over and they're dunking it. We had a lot of unforced errors in that period, and they're live ball turnovers, and that's such a killer in our game. I'd rather have a cutting layup not go well and the ball goes out of bounds. You set your defense. Now you have a chance to actually do what you talked about. So that'll be good to watch on tape for the whole group. Offensively, we've been so good offensively all year. Sometimes we're trying to push the pace, and it leads to mistakes. So it's a balance there. You want to play that way. You want the other team to feel like we're playing downhill, so to speak. But you got to be, ball strong isn't just about rebounds, and it's also about the way you pass the ball. So we just have to be better that way. It definitely kept them in the game.
I thought the zone in the second quarter was really, really good and effective. Third quarter, you gave away a couple cuts on the baseline, some offensive rebounds. What's the math? What's the work that you guys will do here in the last 5 games to kind of get that zone defense and synergy?
Yeah, you're slicing the corners, trying not to give corner threes. They did a good job once they got the ball to the middle. The man now in that strong side corner was cutting it, and now Jonas is in a 2v1 basically, and you just have to concede the 15-footer, in my opinion. That's the whole point of the zone, is above the break threes at worst. And, obviously, any kind of mid-range jump shot, you're going to live with that. If they make that shot, and there's guys that can, we've seen our guy forever, Jokic, if he catches it in the middle, he's going to score. But that shot's not as easy as people think. So make guys shooting that shot gives us a chance. But behind that, you have to defensive rebound. And I thought Conchar was such an impactful player for them. He's been a good NBA player for a long time from his days in Memphis. He had 6 offensive rebounds. Like that just can't happen. So his energy kept him in the game as well. But, yeah, I thought the zone was impactful, and it's something we have to keep working on to have, in our back pocket as we go forward.
What do you know about
So during this 7-game Nuggets win streak, Jamal's averaged 31 a game, and Joker's averaged a triple-double. Is that good?
Not bad.
That'll get you wins.
Coach Adelman mentioned his bench play, and Jonas was big tonight. He hasn't had much time on the floor in recent weeks. Tonight he did, and I thought he was great. I mean, that's the way they want to use him, right?
8 points. No, he had more than 8 points.
Yeah, 13.
13 points, but he was a +8. And if Jonas is on the court, Debs, you have to go to the block, especially when Utah's putting a 6'5" guy on him.
Yeah, don't have him roaming up on the elbow or near the free throw line.
Got to go to the block.
Utilize him correctly tonight.
They did. I thought it helped their offense because, you know, they were making a lot of three-point shots and jump shots, but you don't want to live that way. You want to get high percentage shots, especially at the rim.
Especially with bench.
Yeah, exactly
Bench
right.
guys.
And Jonas really got them there really quickly.
Ball assist of the game. It's the assist that Joker had that got him his triple-double. Significant because a triple-double tonight for Joker, and there it is to Cam Johnson in the corner, means that he has secured a season-long average triple-double. For the second straight year, he will finish averaging a triple-double. He doesn't need to score again, doesn't need to assist again, doesn't need to rebound again. And he's assured a triple-double.
It's incredible. We always talk about what fun to watch Joker every night, but those stats say it all, Debs.
Yeah. He's so the only other two individuals to do it, Oscar Robertson's done it once, and then
Russell Westbrook's
done it 4 times. And then you have Nikola Jokic twice. It's crazy.
All right, that'll do it for our audience watching on KTVD. Not yet. We've got one more segment to go there, and then after that on Altitude here, much more Nuggets post-game
Listen
live.
to your producer.
My producer tells me we're coming right back after this timeout. Shake his head after all the injury Nuggets have suffered this season, the latest of which tonight, in case you haven't heard, Peyton Watson had to leave the game, felt tightness in his hamstring, the hammy that put him out for a month and a half, and Tim Hardaway left the game with a sore knee. So you hate to hear both, because you need both to make your run.
Well, and you're hoping, you speculate, we don't know anything, but you're hoping, Debs, that because you're playing Utah, you say, look, we're going to win this game. I can step off the court.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, as soon as it becomes really crystal clear that the Nuggets will be in 4th, then you could just stop playing them altogether. And then they will get a long rest, because one of the things that happened when you clinched yesterday was that you clinched the fact that you were not playing during the week, obviously, of the play-in.
Yes.
So that's just a lot of rest that those individuals can get headed into the playoffs.
That's a very good point. That's an extra week for these guys to sort of lay off. And listen, 5 games to play. 4 of those games are at home. And of those 5, 3 are against Oklahoma City once and San Antonio twice.
Yep.
Right.
You wonder what kind
It's
of
in Portland and Memphis.
Yeah. Those other 2.
You know, to lock in 4, you got to win. I'm going to say one of those 3.
You're talking about the 2 against
2
San
Spurs
Antonio
and
and 1
OKC. You got to win one of those.
That's assuming you win those other 2
the other
games.
2. Yeah.
That'll get you, I think the number's 52 wins. If you get the 52 wins, the 4 seed is yours.
Yeah, you're going to have it.
And they're only 3 wins shy of that.
Home
All right,
court.
that will do it for our show on KTVD. When we come back, we'll have full highlights and more coming up on Altitude Sports.